Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Medeek Floor Plugin. My name is Nathaniel P. Wilkerson, and today I wanted to discuss roofing and basically some features I've added in for roofing. So in the most recent video I just did, we discussed steel decking and the inclusion of that into the extension, and basically once I added that in, I realized we needed to have some sort of flat roofing commercial product to go along with that. So let's just jump right into it now and go ahead and create a floor, or should I say a roof, and we can kind of show what we've got going on with that. So yeah, just go ahead and click the roof floor tool, and let's start here with just our steel trusses. And let's go ahead and let's change that joist direction to 90. And then, sure, let's go ahead and put steel decking on. So typically with steel decking, with that, when you start talking roofs, you're talking a flat roof, of course. And so usually, I don't think they usually put concrete down. I mean, you could, but I will show that without concrete initially, and then we'll put the concrete on there. So right below the steel decking section, you're going to notice now that I've added roof sheathing. Okay, so this basically is kind of your, your flat commercial roof type situations, and you've got basically your insulation, your cover board, and your roof membrane. So we'll just stick with the defaults, and go ahead and make a quick, just a little rectangular square here for this roof. All right. So what you can see is we've got basically a steel trusses with a steel deck, and then on top of that we've got our 3 layers of a typical flat roof. And in this case, it's what they call a BUR roof, or built-up roof. So you've got a few options with that. And each one of these thicknesses is negotiable. You can change all those. So let's go ahead and just edit this roof or floor. Roof, floor, it's pretty much the same thing. So let's scroll down to this section called the roof sheathing layer. And with the roof insulation, you have a few choices here. And I can add more, of course. You basically have 3 built-in options. Let's switch this to XPS, which kind of is like a blue foam. Really all we're doing is changing the color, I guess. You do have the option for multiple plies. There are situations where people will put multiple plies on these roofs. So let's change that just to show that. Your cover board, you basically have all the options for cover boards that you do for regular sheathing for floors. So you can use OSB, you can use plywood, zip systems, all of the typical sorts of systems there. Let's go ahead and put zip systems there just to show that. And then actually it doesn't really show because it's hidden, but we'll show you that here in a second. And then with the membrane, we've got all the, I think, 5 different typical membranes. Of course, you have all the other custom materials that you can use as well. But modified bitumen, let's go ahead and throw that on there, kind of just like a shingle effect. And then, of course, you can set these membrane thicknesses, right? Okay, so the only other thing I really want to show about this, it's fairly basic. You can turn on this roof sheathing, turn it off, and each one of these things you can turn on and off by selecting none at the very first option. So let's say you don't have a cover board, you can turn that off. If you want, you can also use these other options in conjunction with the roof sheathing. So let's say that you have, and what it's going to do is if you have steel decking turned on, steel decking is going to be underneath the floor sheathing as well as the deck boards. So the way it works, the order of precedence, I guess, if you will, is you start with steel decking first, then you have deck boards, then you have floor sheathing, and then you have roof sheathing. So that's kind of the order of how things get laid down. So let's go ahead and turn on the floor sheathing layer just to see what happens. I don't know why that's set so thick. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Let's try 7 3/4 on that. Okay, so now you see you've got a floor sheathing layer, board sitting down, and then you've got your roof sheathing, which is these 3 layers, and then of course you have your steel deck, which is sitting right on top of the steel trusses. Now, of course, you could put these on top of any trusses. Doesn't really matter, or joists. Okay, so let's go ahead and just turn on deck boards just to show you how that sandwich lays up. Okay, so now you can see we've got deck boards, okay, steel decking, deck board, floor sheathing, and then roof sheathing, which gives you 3 possible layers. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of options here, you know, how you can lay things up. So I think it makes it flexible enough that you can pretty much generate whatever type of floor system or roofing system that you need to generate. There may be some other options that I may need to add. Oh, and one last thing too, I guess I just wanted to throw that in there. So here we have shown it without the concrete. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that concrete slab on, and it's 6.5 inches. That's fine. Give it a second to regen. It's going to take a little bit. Okay, so there's concrete. I mean, this is probably a very unrealistic roof, but I'm just showing you that, you know, you have all of these options at your disposal, and you can, you know, independently turn each one on and off, and it doesn't really matter. You can come up with any combination you like. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, roof sheathing, not too complicated. Like I said, there's three things here to think about: your insulation, your cover board, and your membrane. And you know, if there's other options that you guys want built in, I think I've covered most of them. But you know, if there's another type of foam insulation that I'm missing here, or maybe a membrane type, I think I've got most of them: EPDM, TPO, PVC, modified bitumen, and a built-up roof. So there's 5 of them there. Let me know. So like I said, I'm just adding in things as we go here, and after this I've got some other work on the opening tool, and of course on the MPC trusses that I'll be working on. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys' support, and we will talk to you later.